What is going on, YouTube and y'all squad? This is your boy Yakrates. This is your review for The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9, Episode 5. So we pick up where we left off, and Karen says she does not remember uh, that phone conversation. Stacy asks, did they, hear a man's voice? Look, she's asking the right questions, right? Karen had been drinking. That is brought up, and started to drive, then pulled over and called her driver, and that's what she always does. Mia says not always. I mean, look, they zing it up. What can you say, right? And then Karen says, she's likes what kind of friend that Mia is, but doesn't take away from, Jacqueline's lying self. Stacy asks, why was this in Mia's back pocket for 3 years? Mia responds, because she never called her friend a liar. And even her other friend, I believe it's Ash, whatever, was like maybe waiting for there to be somebody else to pretty much cooperate the story. At the same exact time, though, right? I do wonder why she didn't bring it up last season with everything that was going on. But here's the other thing. I am one of those where if I got something, I'm not always going to play my hand. I'm not going to play my trump card in the very beginning. Now, what I might play, you might think is a trump card, but I'm always going to hold that for when I really need to. Yeah. So it could be that. It could be. But, whatever. So Mia asks how their events, like how these events have affected Ray. And she says, they were going through a lot before. We see some flashbacks. Um, and what I'll say is I'm not doubting that Karen has things going on, right? I also don't doubt that she's still reeling from what happened with, the death of her parents. But what I will say, and also for everybody watching, we also have to understand that in the world that we live in, we're not really given time to process grief. We're really not, like, especially like because in the world that we live in, jobs and whatnot, it's this person dies, you're expected to be back to work within a couple of days as if nothing happens. And our society does not do a good job of really allowing the grieving process to actually happen. So it very much could be that she hasn't dealt with it. And if anything, if that's the case, Karen probably should just take a season off, deal with it, sit in those emotions, or go to therapy and let us see it there. But like sit in it, deal with it, and then once dealing with it, be able to, move accordingly with everything else. But that can't always be an excuse, because one thing that I've said to someone that I'm very close to is things happen to us, right? A situation happens, more often than not, it becomes an anchor. What happens with an anchor? You drop it, boom. You might be able to go as far as it'll let you, and you might even be able to go in a circle, but you don't go anywhere. You're very stagnant. You eventually get to a point where it becomes a crutch, where it helps you to move. The messed up thing about it is, whenever you feel attacked, whenever something comes up, then it's the whole, oh, but I lost my mom. Oh, but I lost my dad. Oh, but this happened. Oh, you don't know what happened when, because that's their defense mechanism. But it needs to become a point where it becomes a sail, to where wherever the wind blows, you just allow it to take you and you move with the wind, not against it. And allow for that movement to happen. Karen is at that stage to where it's a crutch. She's been there for a while, needs to get past that. So that's all I'm gonna say. Jacqueline, Mia, and Ashley talk. Mia feels Karen is going to wake up pissed after, she realized the events of what just happened. Stacy and TJ talk on the phone. Jazzy and Wendy say hi. It's cute, right? It's 3 minutes to Wendy's B-Day. Crickets, the whole nine. Wendy gets up, starts a speech. Countdown happens. It's her birthday. Woo, woo, woo. Next day, we got me and Jacqueline. Mia's pretty much saying that, Gordon has sent her all these different text messages, one talking about the picture that she saw with her and Ning, and the caption from that, and him saying, I can't remember a time when I felt so hurt and used in my life. Jacqueline lets Mia know that she needs to be careful with the words that she used because Gordon does want a second chance. So constantly letting him saying that I love you, even though it's more of a, I have love for you, it is like leaving the door open, but also leading him on. Decent advice. Then it's the you say that you're at my side. I'm beginning to believe you're keeping me close to keep to make your life easy. Mia says, I mean, to a certain extent, he is the father, daddy daycare, all the other good stuff. Um, and then she says, if I wanted to make things easy, I would hire a nanny. Okay. So the cap and gown ceremony happens with Giselle and her children. It's cute. It's nice. Moving on. So now we're at breakfast. Wendy is asked about her bucket list. She wants to jump out of a plane. Have at it. I was in the army. I wasn't doing airborne. I wasn't doing air assault, especially because I didn't have to by virtue of my MOS. And yet, no. Mia is going to take them to her first doctor's office, and she opened up there to meet a doctor. She said Mac Daddy, and I think is McDaddy or McDaddy. I don't know, but it was a whole thing with that. Black folks mispronouncing names. Giselle calls Wendy. That happens. Wendy wants things to be, zenful, path forward, the whole shebang, because it is her birthday. Like, again, that's supposed to mean anything to anyone but her. Jacqueline talks not holding grudges. Mia says just because that'll make you a bitter old bee. Stacy asks, are you talking about Karen? Karen's face. It's hilarious. So then Jacqueline says she's not talking about Karen. Kay says Karen needs a break after yesterday's shenanigans. And she says, I'm still gagged after the 3-year throwback. Not 3 years, Mia. I'm proud of you. Oh, wait. And then she says, I'm proud of you, Karen, because that was low for me. Now, Kay, yeah, you did get Mia. So, again, you can't come for somebody and tell them how to react. So then Mia says, okay, what is my handwriting here? Because, again, first thing in the morning, I'm doing it now. But pretty much it's like trying to help you get the flute that you want. Kay says, you wanted the flute, you need the flute. I don't. And then Mia says, you want to talk about, your drug dealer boyfriend. And Ashley says that was a rumor that has been floating around for a while. Her having to defend Mia, right? And then Mia says, okay, she's a stripper turned entrepreneur. And pretty much alludes to the fact that, no, hold on, wait. Mia says that she's a stripper turned entrepreneur and didn't have to turn to the streets. Then she was like, about the streets, don't you, Stitches? Look, again, I ain't mad. I'm just commentating here. So Kay brings up Mia assaulting Wendy and says, all right, now keep it cute. Good. Now, was she there? What did I say? No, I don't think that was last season. I think that was the season before. Alluding to the fact, but still good. Like it. So Jacqueline says, Kay, don't use people's past against them. Wendy says, but your friend just started when she brought up what she brought up with her. They did a flashback. Yes, Mia did bring up somebody's past. That was her defending herself now. Now, Jazzy says, I heard y'all ruin B-Days, but not this one. Ashley asks Kiana a question. Does she really have a scar on her forehead because of the skincare line? And she just wants to know what she's using. Ashley is full of it. And Kiana is pretty much just like, don't ask me about my scar. And at first I thought Kay was putting 20 on 10, but I get it. It's don't ask me about it, especially when this happened at your event. I'm still in litigation with your best friend who helped cause the dang on scar, and now you're asking me questions. And it's also you're asking me questions because you are more than likely going to take this information back to your friend so she can use it in the court case. So I get it. Me personally, I would not have let Ashley get that. I wouldn't, but It is what it is. Stacy wants to keep the energy, nice and light like it was before. Kay tells Ashley, the question that you asked me is off limits. Don't ask it again. That's it. Karen wants to know if she can be messy. I'm like, oh, here we go. Because if you gotta ask, you know what's about to come. And then she asks Jacqueline, aren't you? Oh wait, are you trying to work it out with Mr. PP? Jacqueline says, they're moving forward at co-parenting. Karen asks about the 25 convictions. Like, did she stand by him with the 25 convictions? I'm just like, oh, well, whoa, wait a minute. Where did this come from? Jacqueline tells us that it was an internal investigation within the police department. They were not public criminal offenses. He lost his position, and then he pretty much is now working as a police officer. He's moved past it. Karen says, she left him because of the charges. I'm just like, okay, well, we're going there, aren't we? Jacqueline is upset that Karen went that low. That Patrick says, leave Karen out of it. He loves Karen. Karen says, oh, sure, Patrick talks to you. I don't know why, but that made me cackle. It was funny to me. I don't know why. I was enjoying the petty back and forth. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to hold you. Wendy has them toes. Jazzy asks Kay, like, what's the tea? And Kay says, a girl who looks like rocks were thrown at her face is talking about me. I said, now, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I can see why Karen got her flu. I didn't even lie to you. So Karen talks with Stacy, Jazzy, and Wendy, and her whole thing is, I didn't want y'all to see me go that low, but I had to defend myself. It is what it is. Mia, Jacqueline, and Ashley, they talk because they feel that Karen is deflecting, which she is. And, Mia is going through the charges on the phone like it's on the internet. So Stacy joins Mia group and asks, why are they hard? What is this hard on they have for Karen? Mia shows her the charges and says, this is what you're defending. Is this what you stand for? I'm like, well. Stacy knew nothing about it. I'll give her that plausible deniability. She knows nothing about it. And Mia feels that they need to take Karen to rehab. I'm like, well, that is a bold statement right there. We're going to see what comes of that, right? So then Stacy talks with Karen. I believe Kira was also there. And Stacy feels a way because, she defended her. But then there's all these screenshots. But that lets Karen know, I'm always going to defend you. That's a bold one. You always gonna defend somebody, but I got it. They talking about your friend. Yeah, you gonna stand 10 toes down for your friend. I get it. And she's like, they're telling me to be careful. Who I defend, all that good stuff. And Karen says those are allegations. She's not mad at them for because that's public information. But court will have its day. And then Stacy brings up the rehab and asks if she should be worried, and that's where it goes off. A lot happened, but I just wanted to sum it up. I wasn't trying to keep y'all long and whatnot, but that's pretty much it. Make sure you join us tonight for the Whether You Like It or Not panel at Simply Sakina's house. And until then, I will see you all later. So please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all then. Peace out.